Do 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 do. Live stream. Yeah, honey. I can't right now.
But I want to turn on Adventure Time.
Use this remote. Let me do 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 do. It's because you're supposed to use it on this. Honey, I'm working right. I know, but I'm working. I know, I'm working right now. Well, watch it out here, okay? Hey, good morning.
No, I don't like that.
You don't like that?
No,
I'm sorry.
I can't watch it out here.
Why?
Because I don't like it out here.
Well, that's your choice. It's out here or nothing. So, I'm almost done, okay? All right, let me just finish. I know. How about 5 minutes?
No!
No. Well, let me see what I can do from here, okay? See if that does anything. It shouldn't. Okay. Okay. Hi. Hi. Let's not fight on the couch.
Stop!
Oh. Let's go to... Nope. Go in the bedroom and tell me when to push OK.
No. I don't want that.
Go look. Go look. Is that the right one?
Stop!
Okay, tell me when to hit play. He is a demanding kid today. All right, go back to what I was doing. Anyway, so it took me a while to get to the point where I knew that I needed help. And not just help with, you know, like our school had a food bank that we got food from. But I needed help financially. I needed help with like everything.
No.
And I got some, but I had to reach out and get it. Like there's nobody that's going to give you money. And you know, that's one of the persistent I'm just going to call it a lie. One of the persistent lies about people on assistance is that we're getting free money. We're not. Food stamps isn't money. You get a credit for a certain amount of money every month that is specifically for tax-free foods. When you get temporary aid for needy families, it's temporary. Nobody's living on it. Social Security isn't livable, even if you get government housing. So the idea that anyone is living high, doing well on any of these programs, it's a lie. And I hear all of these people that say, oh, well, I know this person that committed food stamp fraud. It's like, okay, so instead of using it as an anecdote on the internet, did you call, social services and report them for fraud? If not, chances are what they were doing wasn't fraud and you're just an asshole being jealous of a poor person. So it is hard to ask for help because of those stereotypes. But it's not impossible. The first place that, if you're in the US, the first place that I recommend you starting is 211. 211 they don't have everything, but they have a very good compilation of places to go that are like food banks, shelters, crisis centers, and things like that. Now, there are other things out there that 211 doesn't have the resources for. That's stuff like diaper banks, which a lot of people don't know exist. Just about every county in the U.S. has a diaper bank. It's usually run by a single mom. That's what I'm finding, like, in doing some research. It's usually run by a single mom who has been there. I'm trying to find some lighting that doesn't suck. And a lot of the time it's run out of her garage. And her garage is full of totes full of diapers. Bags of diapers, opened or unopened. And you call, you make an appointment, you go in, you get diapers that your baby needs. You're not going to get like a month's supply. You're going to get an emergency ration kind of thing. But there's people that are out there that do this. And yeah, the best way to look for them is, go to volunteer groups on Facebook. If you volunteer, you're most likely going to find resources. And you'll find that when you look for resources, most of the people there that are volunteers, they're there because they believe in the mission, and they also utilize this, either that or they have in the past. So it really is. I really hate this buffering thing. It is driving me bonkers. Because I'm literally sitting all right. I'm just going to keep talking until it probably is a software issue. And also I'm on a track phone, which is like the cheapest phone you can get. My phone cost me $30. That's another thing. Like, you can get cheap services. there is the free phone, like government issue phone, and that's how I got this phone number in the first place. But I don't recommend them for a lot of reasons that mostly have to do with the fact that the actual phones are terrible. But like the actual phone lasted me a month. So, I mean, while it is useful for while you have it, are you kidding me? Anyway, while it's useful for while you have it, if it's going to only last a month or so, hey, boobage, spillage. My friend's band, Chris Pride, her name also is Chris Pride. I'm pretty sure she has a YouTube channel. And why is it buffering again? This is frustrating. Rubber banding? Probably. Like it says I'm connected. Can I edit? This is frustrating. There we go, back. I'm going to try to get this out as fast as possible because this is driving me bonkers. I am literally 4 feet away from my modem. Like, it's right there. On top of that tower with the orange bins. So, anyway, asking for help. Most of the help that you're going to get is non-financial. You're going to get either in the form of tax credits for, like I get a home heating credit every year for heat for my heating company. Right now I'm sitting on a $420 credit. That will last me all summer. Like it will last me all summer and into the fall because I only use gas to cook with. And to be honest, most of the time I use my Instant Pot. And that's another thing for another video. I'm going to have to figure out another a way to stream because between OBS and Streamlabs, I am literally fed up. So, point is, most of the help you're going to get is going to be in the form of either a credit, a gift, an offer, physical goods, or moral support. And that's really what it boils down to. Nobody's out here handing out money to people saying, here, go buy yourself diapers and clothes and whatnot. There are places that have that, but they're very few and far between. I'm finding them in like more liberal areas, definitely big cities, urban areas, but usually more in like the Pacific Northwest. And nobody's going to be able to do it for you. If you need help, you have to apply. You have to apply for services. You have to go to these places. And a lot of people have told me, I don't feel comfortable going to a church. I don't feel comfortable going to a religious organization. For first of all, a lot of these religious organizations get federal funding because they're helping people in a social services manner. Like one of the big social services areas, or big social services businesses in the U.S., or not in the U.S., in my area, is Jewish social services. I can't even get the words out. I'm not Jewish, but I've been to their food bank. I've had to go to them to get help paying a bill. And they've actually offered transportation services because I don't have a car and I have 3 kids. And the thing that frustrates me is when people will suffer, or they will go out of their way to, they'll go out of their way to put friends out, or make friends feel bad for not helping, because they're either too stubborn, or they've bought too much into the stigma to apply for help that they qualify for. And like, the help is there for people like them. And I'm seeing it more and more lately, and there is all of this stigma behind, there's enough stigma around mental health, chronic health issues, and, you know, people who are poor in the first place. And then there's all this added stigma, you know, you're mentally ill, you're physically ill, you're poor. Oh, and now you want help? It's like, yeah, these services are here for people like us. You know, I've got 2 kids with autism. I have my PTSD and bipolar disorder. Like, my OCD has never kept me from working, but like, it actually has been a boon in some cases. But at the same time, there's work that I can't do anymore because of my arthritis that I used to be able to do 10 years ago. So, it's frustrating when you need help. It is. I'm 100% on board with that. It's frustrating when you need help. But when the help is there when you need it. And there's nothing wrong when you're in an emergency situation with asking for help of those around you. There really isn't. Because a lot of the time, some of these social services take a while to work through. Like if your house is on fire, or house on fire. Like if you had a house fire, like a serious illness that like needs to be taken care of now, or will cost a lot of money in the long run. Or like you're at a place where like you've done everything that you can to get help and you have nowhere else to go. But you have to do everything you can to get the help first. Otherwise, what you're going to do is you're going to burn out your family and friends. And nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to be that person that's burnt out their family and friends. So, while it isn't a bad thing to ask your family and friends for help all the time, or not all the time, well, it isn't a bad thing to ask your family and friends for help. You're going to burn them out if you're asking all the time. And that's why I don't have a problem with platforms like Patreon, because it allows artists and content creators to provide a service above and beyond what they're already providing and get paid. And of course I'm buffering right now. Oh, crap. Why? All right. All right. One more time. And this is the end. But like, you need, we live in a society where there are people that have and there are people that don't. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. Absolutely nothing wrong with asking for help. The thing is, when people are generous with you, you have to be gracious. I know, I don't care if it's not in your nature. Learn to be gracious. There are ways to learn to be gracious. And it starts with saying thank you. It really does. Like, I have this big box of thank you notes that I'm in the middle of filling out for people that help me out to get my house. The house that I'm living in right now. And a year ago and a little over a month, a year and a little over a month ago, I thought we were going to be homeless. I paid my mortgage for the first time this week. I hate this thing. Why are you buffering? You know what? F this.